Hello, beautiful beings. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm just about ready to leave to go meet up with everybody so we can go to the concert. We're going to Primus tonight, and it's my last day smoking marijuana. And oh my gosh, since I made my last video, since the day I actually knew that I was going to quit, this was my last day, it's amazing watching the changes that have happened. I get home from work and I don't even think about smoking for an hour or longer. Things are really changing. It's so beautiful. I'm 100% excited about letting it go, because now when I smoke, I get this feeling like, oh man, I really liked how I was feeling before. I don't like how I feel now. So that proves to me, I don't need any more proof, but that I don't need it anymore. The one that did need to smoke was the persona, the personal identity, the one that had a really troubled mind, and the one that was really shedding a lot of the useless personal identity. So I just feel so excited to not spend any more money on it. Just all the negative things that I have been culminating around it in my life. There's a lot that I am letting go of, and that is just, I mean, not in a bad way at all. I'm just so deeply grateful that I feel zero resistance to letting marijuana leave my life now. And also, I don't know if I mentioned this in my last video, but I was told by Andromeda that marijuana is actually called Santa Maria. And the second she said that, it was at Satsang last Wednesday, she told me that, and all of a sudden I saw Santa Maria, like the spirit, right here off to my right in front of me. And it helped me shift my perception and changed my relationship with marijuana even further, to the fact that, because it did kind of feel like a relationship with marijuana, but when I really thought about it, it was an incredibly unhealthy relationship, because if I would have replaced marijuana with a person and said I was having a really exact relationship like that, I would have just been taking from that person to get a certain feeling. The ancients are saying that's a lot of relationships on the planet right now. Anyway, so now that I see her, the essence, because it is extremely helpful for a lot of people. Not everybody needs it. You know, I'm not advocating to start smoking. I am not. I'm just speaking about my own experience in my life. And over the last 8+ years specifically, I mean, I was seeking since I was 24. But when I woke up with Muji, this intense shedding and burning process began, the ascension process. For me, that's when it really, it was like my water's breaking, and then labor just gets into full force. So the purpose, or how do I sum up the ascension process, ancients? Letting go, letting grace prune away what the mind thought it needed for survival, basically. That has all been shedding off. You know, I've been praying for a really long time, please just make me a clear open channel for the divine to pour through. And, you know, it can be incredibly painful at times. However, anything that we are practicing, I've been practicing going from person. Once I've realized that I have put my attention on the personal identity again, the thoughts that I don't need, and I recognize that, then I turn my attention back to presence, and that is the process. I've done that, thousands of times in the last 8 years, and that has been the practice which has gotten me to the place of, well, my own true nature, presence. I feel that. Okay, so in my last video, they're reminding me, I believe I talked about if it is possible to be in my natural state without any process of person to presence. Well, I mentioned that, I believe, in my last video, and sorry I'm repeating myself, but I believe it was that evening or the next day that I received a video on my YouTube feed and from Eckhart, and he answered that question. Since we are having this human experience, consciousness coming through these physical forms, there will always be a little bit of shift of awareness from person to presence. But even recently, the last few days, especially since I decided to quit smoking, to let it go, to let the divine have it, that has been less and less. I feel more just like I'm looking out of my eyeballs now, constantly, well, because we are. Oh my gosh. Okay, so if you're struggling with an addiction or something that you just feel stuck in and you just keep going around and around for years, or, you know, even a few days, or if it's anything that's just stuck in your head and you feel like you cannot stop thinking about it and you just can't find a solution, please don't hesitate to reach out. We can have even a 10-minute conversation can shift a person's perception, and you'll get an aha, and then that absolutely shifts the vibration and opens the door for more positive experiences to come in. Because one 10-minute conversation with myself and the ancients and shifting the perception away from something that's really troubling me in my mind is always shifting my perception. Well, not always, but in this instance, this shift of perception I'm talking about, the one that brings deep relief, that satsang brings, always brings us back to our own true nature. It's nothing we're learning. If there is learning, it's just learning how just to be ourselves again. Okay, love you so much. satsongwithmamaG@gmail.com if you'd like to email me, or just leave me a comment in the comment section.